Welcome back, this is Sam. Today we are going to be treating ratio, proportion and rates in our UTME Mathematics course. If you're excited to solve with me, let's go. But don't forget to subscribe to this channel to keep getting interesting solutions to mathematical problems. Now, we're looking at ratio, proportion and rates, okay? So let's start with ratio. By ratio, we compare two quantities of the same unit. So that's what we use ratio for. For example, let's say you have 2 red balls. I have 3 green balls. We have balls, right? Now, the ratio of your balls to my balls will be 2:3. Your balls 2, my balls 3. So the ratio of your balls to my balls is 2:3. And the ratio of my balls to your balls is 3:2. So your ball to my ball to your ball. Okay, now this 2:3 can be written as 2. This is 2/3. And this 3:2 can be written as 3/2. Now the units will not matter because we are dealing with balls. So if you have 2 balls over 3 balls, the balls will cancel out. So in ratio, the unit usually does not matter, okay? So that's ratio. For rates, you are measuring 2 quantities of different units. So you're measuring 2 quantities of different units. And one thing you need to know about rates is that rate is inversely proportional to time. So rate is 1/time. And so time is 1/rate. One important formula that will be very helpful is work. To calculate work, it takes some time to do work, right? And at what rate? So work is rate multiplied by time. So you see questions where they tell you that 10 people do a work in 3 days. How many days will it take 20 people and so on? So the rate at which work is done multiplied by the time it takes is equal to work. So I think we'll be treating 1 or 2 questions that relates to that. Let's look at the third one, proportion. For proportion, we are equating 2 rates or ratios. Okay, number 1 says simplify the ratio 150 centimeter ratio 3 meter to the simplest form. Okay, don't forget when you talk about ratio, they're comparing quantities of the same unit. So you have to convert this to 1 unit. So either we convert this meter to centimeter or centimeter to meter, and then we can compare. So this will be 150 centimeter over 3 meter. So 150 centimeter over 3 meter will be 3 multiplied by 100 centimeter. So we're converting centimeter to meter, you multiply by 100. So this is a straightforward one. So remember our units go. So we have 150 over 300. So 150 here, 150 here is 2. And our answer is 1/2, which is equal to 1:2. Okay, so our correct answer will be option C. So 150 centimeter ratio 3 meter is 1:2. Okay, so that's number 1. For number 2, the question says, if 12 notebooks cost $18, what is the cost of 7 notebooks? Get it? It says if 12 notebooks cost $18, what is the cost of 7 notebooks? Okay, so notebooks. Okay, 12 notebooks cost what? $18. So 12 notebooks cost $18. Now 7 notebooks will cost what? So that's our X. Now the question would be, is this direct proportion or inverse proportion? Is it that the more books, the higher the cost, or reverse is the case? So this is a direct proportion because the more books you buy, the higher the cost. So direct proportion. And don't forget what we're doing. Direct proportion, like we're cross multiplying. So we have 12 multiplied by X equal to 7 multiplied by 18. Okay, we can divide both sides by 12 over 12. So this cancels this. 2 in 18 is 9. 2 in 12 is 6. 3 in 6 is 2. 3 in 9 is 3. So we have 21. 7 multiplied by 3 is 21 divided by 2. 21 divided by 2, that's 10 and a half, right? Or 10.5. Okay, so if 12 books cost $18, or notebooks rather, 7 notebooks will cost $10.5. That makes sense because 7 books now are less than 12, so the price should come down. So 10.5 is our correct answer. So our answer will be option A. Okay, so that's number 2. Let's continue with number 3. So for number 3, it says X ratio Y is 5:2. So X ratio Y is 5:2. So the question says evaluate X plus Y ratio X minus Y. This is straightforward. In fact, this is the easiest question there. So by implication, X is 5 and Y is 2. Looking at this, right? So X is to 5 as Y is to 2. So the question says we should find X plus Y over X minus Y. Remember I said when you are dividing, that's also ratio. So that will give us X plus Y, that's 7. That's X plus Y. 5 plus 2, that's 7. Divided by X minus Y, that's 5 minus 2, is 3. So 7 over 3, which is 7:3. Okay, and that will be option D. The correct answer will be option D. Okay, let's look at number 4. Number 4 says it takes 6 workers 8 days to build a wall. Now don't forget that when you're talking about workers and days, that's inverse proportion. I think I stressed that already. So it says it takes 6 workers 8 days to build a wall. So 6 workers, 8 days. How many days will it take 4 workers? Remember, this is workers. We have workers and days. So it takes 6 workers 8 days. Now, the question says, how many days will it take 4 workers to build the wall, to build the same wall, assuming they work at the same rate? So 4 workers now will take how many days? Don't forget, I said once you know that the proportion is indirect, you multiply this equal to multiply. Don't cross multiply like we did for direct proportion. So let's go. So this will give us 6 multiplied by 8 equals to 4 multiplied by X. And we can divide both sides by 4 easily to get our value. So 4 cancels, for our X will be equal to 4 here 1, 4 in 8 is 2. And 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. So if 6 workers used 8 days, 4 workers will use 12 days. So this is indirect proportion. Okay, so our correct answer will be 12 days, and that's option A. So question 4, option A is the answer. Okay, let's do question 5. These are the questions are very easy. Once you understand the concepts, to solve them are very easy, because even in the exam, they expect you to use a few seconds for each question. So you can do that quickly. You know, we're taking time because we're explaining. On your own, once you understand the steps, just go straight, pick your answer, move to next question. So let's look at number 5. Question 5 says, tap A fills a tank in 4 hours. So we have tap A. Okay, let's just read first. Tap A fills a tank in 4 hours, and tap B fills that same tank in 6 hours. How long will it take to fill the tank if both taps are opened together? Okay, so tap A 4 hours, tap B 6 hours. So if we open both taps together, the time should be less than 4 hours, because if only A will fill it in 4 hours and B is adding to it, so the time should be less. Okay, so how do we do this now? Okay, so first, the rate. Remember, rate is 1 over time, right? We explained this earlier. So rate is 1 over time. So what is the rate at which tap A will fill the tank? So the rate of tap A filling the tank is 1 over 4, or rate is 1 over time. That's rate for tap A. Let me put it this way. So what's the rate at which tap B will fill the tank? It will take 6 hours to fill the tank, right? So the rate will be 1 over 6. Now the question will be, okay, so it's time they are looking for. So the question is asking for the time it will take to fill both. Remember that rate is 1 over time, and time, as we said earlier, is 1 over rate. So now let's get the combined rate first before we can look for the time. So combined rate will be 1 over 4, that's the rate at which A will fill the tank alone, plus the rate at which B will fill the tank alone, 1 over 6. Remember, when you are adding or subtracting fractions, you use LCM. So our LCM will be 4 and 6, will be 12. 4 in 12 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 6 in 12 is 2. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. And that will give us 5 over 12. So the rate at which both A and B will fill the tank together is 5 over 12. And our job is now easy. Once we know the combined rate, we can know the time. So time equals to 1 over rate, right? So 1 divided by our rate, which is 5 over 12. And that will give us what? 1 multiplied by 12 over 5. Remember, when you are changing this division to multiplication, you get the reciprocal of what you have on the right-hand side. So our answer is 12 over 5. Okay, so if we convert, okay, options are not given for question 5. Okay, so let's get our answer. 12 divided by 5, that will be 2.4, because yeah, 5 in 10 is 5 in 12 is 2. Remainder 2, 0. 5 in 20 is 4, so 2.4 hours. So it will take 2.4 hours for both taps to fill the tank when they are open together. Okay, so that's questions 1 to 5 we've treated. So for question 6, I will allow you to do that one, but I think that one is very easy. So can you see question 6? Okay, so for question 6, it says on a map of scale 1 to 50,000. The distance between 2 points is 8 centimeter. What is the actual distance in kilometer? So your map is reading 1 to 50,000. So every 1 centimeter it actually means 50,000 centimeters on the map. So on land. So on the map, if you have 1 centimeter, if you measure 1 centimeter on land or on the actual area, it is 50,000. If you measure 2 centimeter, it's actually how many? 100,000. So 1 is to 50,000. Now you are asked for 8 centimeter. So what would the value be, or the actual distance? But now it is asked in kilometer. So don't forget, when you get your answer, you have to convert it to kilometer. So I'll be expecting your answer in the comment section for number 6. So just say number 6, the answer is so and so kilometer. Don't forget kilometer. So don't just convert straight and get your answer in meter, because 8 is in meter. So you convert to kilometer. All right, so I remain Elsam. We've just treated ratio, proportion, and rate. So, and our goal is for you to score 100, a minimum of 90 in your UTME Mathematics. So follow the series from the beginning to the end. If there's anything not clear to you, just drop it in the comment section. I'll be there to provide an answer to you. And if you have suggestions also, you can drop them in the comment section. We'll be glad to work with them. All right, I remain Elsam. Subscribe to this channel to keep getting interesting solutions to mathematical problems.